Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Anime and Manga Rants. Even though this isn't much of a rant. Great, now I'm thinking about changing the name. Anyway, my name is Voice of a Gamer 8. I like to talk about anime, manga, and video games. But all that info is for another video. For the first episode of this series, I want to talk about something we all grew up with. You can probably tell by reading the title. This is all about one of my childhood favorites, Yu-Gi-Oh! But not just something completely random about Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to talk about something I got into recently because I was kinda nervous in checking it out. But now, I'm glad I did. So, let's begin. As all die-hard Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans know, there was a season that never aired in America. This discovery took place after what I like to call the fall of English dubs. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX just ended in America and fans were heartbroken that Jaden, drew die in Japan, was sent to the stars and never heard of again. Then, a smart and brave fan decided to do some research and discovered that 4Kids lied to us, nothing new. There was another episode within Season 3 of GX that 4Kids never dubbed. Plus, there was another season. That's a rant I already did on my blog. This angered Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans, and they turned away from most English dubs. At least the ones from 4Kids. It turned out that subs were much better than dubs because of the lack of censors and improved graphics American fans never got. However, during the search for these sub episodes, I think, at least that's when I first heard of it, a discovery was made. There was another story to be told with our favorite classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters. There was a whole other season, a forbidden season, Season 0. Now, some fans argue that Season 0 is a whole different anime and shouldn't be called a season. However, I see differently. I don't say those fans are wrong, but I just have a different point of view. Season 0 is definitely the same anime that we all grew up with. However, it only aired in Japan. I'm guessing that Konami wanted to spread its market to other countries and knew that they wouldn't air Season 0 because of the amount of violence was shown in the show when Yu-Gi-Oh! Is technically a family kid show. So they made and created the Yu-Gi-Oh! We all grew up with. Anyway, we have a right to call it Season 0 because all of the events that took place during this season are technically before anything that happened in Season 1 and onward. Season 0 actually takes place while Yugi hasn't put the Millennium Puzzle together yet. He's still working on it in the first episode. Joey, Jonichi Katsuya, sorry for butchering names, was still kind of bullying him. These events were a mere flashback in the Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember, so it's safe to say that we can call the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime Season 0. Okay, now let's get to the differences between Season 0 and the regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Besides, I'm sorry, keep getting tongue-tied. Besides there being a lot of violence, there are a lot of noticeable differences in the characters, the plot, and the art design. Let's start with the characters and art design since they technically fall in the same boat. Let's start with Yukimoto and Yami. Atemu. Whatever, I'm calling him Yami. Believe it or not, guys, Yugi is actually shorter than the Yugi we all remember. He's also chibier. So cute. He pulls off that cute and innocent look. Yugi's designs is also different because his hair is... Yugi's design is also different because his hair slightly follows the laws of gravity. I know, laws of gravity in anime? Unlike other anime characters with spiky hair that stays standing no matter what, Yugi's hair flops at certain points. He's still what I like to call a child of Sora. I'll explain that in a different video, but his hair is more realistic. Next is Yami. Now, this is something that confused me for the longest. I've read a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfiction and they describe him as having crimson eyes and red tips in his hair. I rewatched the old episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! And had no idea what people were talking about. I mean, he was the exact mirror, technically, of Yugi. He was just taller. Then I watched season 0 and saw that he did indeed have crimson eyes and red tips in his hair. Yami, I have to say it, I'm a girl. He looks hot as hell. The hair is more anime-ish. He's a little taller, and he's a total badass. Every time we play a game with Yami, it's a shadow game. Your sanity is always on the line. Every game is a test of judgment. Your character will appear... Wait, no. Every game is a test of judgment. Your true character will appear, and the door to darkness will always open. Here's a tip. Never, and I mean it, never, ever cheat during these games. That is the only chance you have in saving yourself. If you cheat, you're screwed for the rest of your life. But as long as you don't piss off Yugi or cause any harm to his friends, you won't have to play any of these games. This makes Yami seem like a villain, but trust me, he's not. He's just a little crueler. Now there's nothing really new about the other characters. Tristan, Honda, looks the same. Joey is the same, however we do get a better look in his personal life. Taya, or better known as Anzu, looks the same. The only difference is the uniform, but she is less annoying. Grandpa, Solomon, just has different clothes and is a little creepy. Seto Kaiba is still an asshole, he just has green hair now. Mokuba is an ass too, but only to get his brother's love. And is also a game master that gets his ass kicked by Yugi, sorry for the spoiler. I would also like to mention that Miho, a character from the manga, makes an appearance and apparently has a very small boost to her role in the story. She's very annoying though. Okay, now it's time to discuss the plot. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has finally solved the Millennium Puzzle or the Sennin Puzzle in Japanese after 8 years. By completing it, he gets a wish, and being the cute and innocent kid that he is, Yugi just wishes for friends. However, Yugi also gains the power of the Yami no Game of Darkness. It's basically a shadow game. This power reveals a more confident and stronger side of Yugi, Yami. Yugi encounters a lot of villains that cause him and his group of friends a lot of trouble. When he takes on these villains, however, Yami takes over and challenges them to a game, a Yami no Game. Sorry, I just think this is better than saying shadow game. This game proved as punishment for those villains. Here's the thing though, guys. Not every game is a game of Duel Monsters. No. The games are actually all very different. Games that Yami basically made up on the spot. Duel Monsters is the popular one since it does appear at least 3 or more times in the anime. I like this a lot. Don't get me wrong, I love Duel Monsters. However, Yu-Gi-Oh! Means King of Games. This means that Yugi should be great at more than just Duel Monsters. In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of us grew up with, it made it look like Duel Monsters was the only game in existence. This is just a pet peeve, but seriously, there are more games out there than Duel Monsters. Season 0 really stuck to the plot that the title was aiming for. Season 0 proves that Yugi/Yami is indeed the king of games. Let's wrap things up. Season 0 is basically the original version of the Yu-Gi-Oh! We all know and love. I really like Season 0. It's actually better than what I remember of the Yu-Gi-Oh! That aired in America. I think that if there were more episodes like Season 0, Yu-Gi-Oh! Would have a larger fan base than it has now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of my favorite animes, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 just adds to my love. Well, that's my show. Thanks for watching. If you have a comment, just leave it in the comment space below, and if you like the video, click the like button. It also be awesome if you guys subscribed. See you later. Voice of a Gamer signing out.
We're walking on side by side and arm in arm. disappearing dreams. But through the fog, my friends are what I see. You're on the path that you seem to know, but you don't know where to go. And in the darkness it seems to be that there's another me. Just light it out, bloodthirsty shouts. They stab my heart when you let out those awful cries. Stay with me, I want you to show me the